It's the Blueprint.
An absolute must-see.
Now, first of all, I want to welcome you all to what? Michigan. That's what recruits want for Christmas. We on the list again. Stay tuned, keep your eyes glued, make sure you listen in. John Reeves is doing this thing, the Blueprint gets it in.
Welcome to the Blueprint Show. This your man, Michigan Man Ray.
And your boy Zeke.
Who could possibly have it better than us?
Nobody.
Listen, we got a special guest. We know everybody been hitting us on Twitter, hitting our DM. They want to know, how did the visit go with Jamie and Sherwood and David Reese? Well, we got their 7-on-7 coach with us today, Coach Jabari Williams. He's going to tell us all about it, all the way from Florida. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Good. Well, we're going to get right to it, man. The Michigan faithful, they waiting. They want to hear how the visit went. Can you just tell us about how the visit went with you guys this past weekend?
Yes, the guys and I thought the visit went very well. Like I said, we got a chance to sit down with the coaches and the players from Florida, and I think they got the chance to hang out with Rashard and Gary as well. Devin Gill, Devin Bush, and a couple of more of the Florida guys. So the visit went very well, and just, nice people, nice football-minded people. So everything went well.
That's great. That's great to hear. Definitely. So, Coach, tell us, obviously on social media, Michigan has a huge following, one of the largest social media followings of any college in the country. We saw some photos come out of your guys, and they look like college players at this point. Can you talk about the competition level and what you guys face down there in South Florida training to high school football?
Oh, the competition is great. David plays at Vero Beach High School. He transferred from Fort Pierce Central to Vero Beach, and they're district rivals. So both of them are 8AS. That's the highest classification in the state of Florida. And Jamian plays in 6A. That's two levels up on the 8A, but both of them play great football. Vero Beach goes to Virginia to play a perennial power. I forget the name. Javion Clowney went to that school. They play them the first week of the season. So, the competition is great just throughout the district schedule and just the regular schedule. And Jamie I think they play at Disney World to start off the season with a big time program. I can't recall the name, but we play big time football down here.
Man, I love it. Coach, back to your visit. Anybody, every visit is somebody that stands out, whether it's a staff member, a cafeteria worker, or academic advisor. Who stood out? Was there anybody that stood out to you? That you guys left talking about on this visit to Michigan?
Yes, Coach Tolbert, the strength and conditioning coach. He's straight to the point guy, which I love. And from the background that those guys, David and Jamie, come from, it really connected very well with Coach Tolbert. David mentioned he told his mom on the way when I dropped him off at his house, he was like, Mom, I think you'll fall in love with Coach Tolbert. I think you would just sit there and talk to him for 2 or 3 hours, probably. Just the way he is. His demeanor is straightforward stuff, and he said some. We quoted some of his words on the plane, and we just bust out laughing. When we was on our way back, and Damien thought the same thing. He was just like, wow, I can see. Jamie doesn't have to be, neither one of them have to be pushed to work out, so it won't be a problem, but he just liked the intensity that Coach Tolbert brings to to strength and the conditioning. They'll be around Coach Tolbert a whole lot, so that means a lot that, you could connect with somebody that you're going to be around a whole lot, because, just like, the coach is going on break right now, but Coach Tolbert is there, running the guys through drills. And, even though when the coaches go on recruiting in December, Coach Tolbert is there to, to take the guys through, strength and conditioning. So they're going to be around Coach Tolbert a lot, and I think they connected very well with Coach Tolbert.
Oh, wow. So if they connected with him, they must have some great work ethics. Tell us a little bit about Jamie and David's work ethic, Coach.
We'll start off with Jamie. And Jamie, he's an early riser. Jamie and my other 707 coach, Coach Roscoe Barber, he picks up. He drives 30 to 40 minutes to pick Jamie and up. Cause we stay in two different counties. He goes and they be at the beach at 7 o'clock. So he has to leave his house at 5 o'clock, pick up Jamie, go to the beach, do an hour and a half workout. This is during school time, and he goes 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Takes Jamie home. Jamie showers and go to school. And David he does his in the evening. He'll work out with the team, and he'll go like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. He'll go to LA Fitness because he feel like he still wants to get stronger. And he he goes when Khalil Mack, whom he's very close with, he works out with him whenever Khalil comes home. They go to the gym, they do field workouts and all that. So both of them, they love that grind. We have our 7-on-7 grind too. We work the kids out. What I'm saying, 3 to 4 times a week as well. So those kids love the grind. They love the grind. They know what it takes. Both of them know what it takes to get to the next level.
Wow. So would you say that maybe Michigan to get an official from these guys, you think, Coach, based off how the experience was this past weekend?
I think the experience was great, and I can honestly say I'm 95% sure both will get official visits. You will get official visits from both. Yeah, from Jamie and David.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying per our conversation on the flight back that I'm about 95% sure. Yes, sir.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. With you being a coach, see, I like talking to coaches too because, you got that eye, to detail as well. Coach, how do you see them fitting in Don Brown's scheme, and what are your thoughts on Coach Don Brown?
Don Brown, he's a guru. He had the number one defense when he was at Boston College, which one of our homegrown players, Justin Simmons, with the Denver Broncos played in. And I as we was at Michigan, I texted Justin to see what he said about Coach Brown. He said he was an awesome guy, awesome coach, and the way he would put Jamie in, we'll speak on Jamie, and the way he Coach Don Brown said he would put Jamie in the Jabril Peppers role, where he'll rush him off the edge and drop him back into deep in coverage, and then sometimes guard the slots, to get to the next level. Jamie, that really stood out to Jamie because he said he can make plays. He can get the tackles for loss, he can get the sack, as well as he can get the interceptions and break up passes. That's his game. He doesn't, for his high school, he plays multiple positions. He plays 6-7 positions. So with Coach Brown telling him he's going to play 2 or 3 positions on the defensive side of the ball, that really stood out to Jamie. And as far as David has a high motor, and he likes to come off the end. Again, he idolizes Khalil Mack, who's very close to him, and David sees himself, as putting his hand in the ground sometime, as well as standing up and coming off the edge, and sometimes dropping off in coverage, and that's the plan that Coach Brown has for David. So that really stood out to both of those guys, how they will be used in multiple positions in Coach Brown's scheme.
Wow. Now, Coach, obviously you spend more time with them, than we do, but from on the outside looking in, they seem like some remarkable young men. Can you tell us what kind of young men they are, on the field, off the field, what kind of students they are? Touch on that a little bit for the Michigan fans.
Jamie, he's a qualifier. Both of them are 3-point. I would say 3 and above. Both of them are fully qualified test score wise. They're going to take the test again to get higher scores, but per NCAA they're qualified. Jamie is he's going to be an early enrollee, so he's going to sign in December. I think David David is looking that way, but I would say he would just just come in the summertime. Both of them are great guys. David David and Jamian, are great students. They're student athletes. They're students first, they're athletes second, and they come from great families. Both of them come. I'm more familiar with David's family than Jamian's family. I know for without a shadow of a doubt. David's mom she's tough. She's a tough woman. David's mom stands 6'2". His dad is like 6'4". So they have that kind of like intimidating factor, but they're but they love their kids, and they love David. So he's always is what mom said. He don't want to disappoint his mom, and Jamie is the same way. He's very close with his mom, and she stays on him about his academics. She wants him to get the best education possible, and we spent some time with the academic advisor. I think his name was Cal or something like that. And he broke down how they would academically, and it was like red. It was like green, yellow, red. But whichever one that you don't have to push a kid. David said he would be that one, and the one that was in the middle, Jamie said he would be that one. So academically, you don't really need to push them. I know you won't have to push them because they know this how important it is. They know that now, and they was instill those values early in life. In elementary school, how important school is, and then both of them have stuck with that.
Hey, Coach, talk about the process of how they got their offers and where the interest level came in. Being from South Florida, obviously Michigan's done real well the past couple of years, bringing up some Florida kids that have really made a huge difference. Josh Metellus and Devin Bush Jr. and those boys. Talk about how the interest came up, and then talk about once they saw it for themselves, did Michigan stack up to the billing?
Yes, I think I'm almost certain both of them got their offers around the same time towards the end of spring ball. So that's in May in the state of Florida, at the end of May. And they were just like, Jamie and text me 2 weeks ago, like, Coach, I'm like, yo, he was like, I want to go see Michigan. I said, shoot. I said, let's make it happen. So I text David. I said, you got an offer for Michigan. You want to go see? He was like, yes, sir. So, I got some sponsors to sponsor us for the trip, and we made the trip happen. And both of them me, myself, and the kids are very happy that we took the trip. It, just being up in the Midwest, just the atmosphere is different. I think they can adapt to, the cold weather from the Bush, from Coach Bush. He asked Metellus, say, how do you adapt to the cold? And Metellus says, it's really no cold. He said, it's cold, but you hardly ever be in it. So I don't think the cold will be a factor for him, because, everything is inside. So that won't be a factor for him, And I asked him, would you want to stay in Florida? And both of them replied to me on the plane back. He's like, Coach, I don't care where I go, just as long as they give me, I'm put in the best situation, So, Michigan,
and that's awesome.
Michigan is one, like I said before, I think I'm 95% sure that they'll take an official visit to Michigan, because they don't care about the cold. They want to come up there when it's cold.
Man, that's awesome, man. I always say Michigan is a special place for special people to do special things, and it sounds like these two young men fit the bill perfectly, Coach. And that was awesome that you that you were in your life. Every young man needs that father figure, that mentor, and that they told you that they want to check it out, and you made it happen. I mean, that's awesome right there, man. And I like to hear how they love to work out, man. I mean, and KT is a beast. Everywhere Harbaugh went, he's went with him. and you could tell Harbaugh won at every place he went. And what was it like though? When you got coach from Harbaugh. I mean, Harbaugh is one of the few coaches in college that went to the NFL and was successful. And he runs his program as like the NFL 33rd team, and that's what I like to call him. So I know that plays, an important part too. The only coach, that this guy running pro systems in college.
Right. Yeah. It does. And that's one thing I told them. On the flight back in the ride back home. It was just like, hey, it's life is like about, what I'm saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And Coach Harbaugh knew a lot of GMs, a lot of coaches. So hey, that's a great opportunity if you choose to go to Michigan. He has those connects. You have to do your part as well as on the field, and just in life in general. But I'm pretty sure he has those connects to get to those GMs, and they understood where I was coming from. Saying that Coach Harbaugh he was at violence, and then he came to Michigan, and he's doing big things at Michigan, and they love that, and they just love the Harbaugh name. He has that name, Harbaugh, and who want to play for who wouldn't want to play for Coach Harbaugh?
Yeah, that's a good point. Zeke, you had a good point about the draft. Ask Coach that question you had about the draft. You were saying something about us Michigan having all those drafted players and how he develops players.
I mean, a lot of kids, I live in Georgia, and I think at this point we can officially say Georgia to Ann Arbor is a pipeline with all the commits, the verbal commits, as well as all of the players that have been signed from Georgia. And I know I see it here, after this past draft where Michigan had 22 or 23 draft eligible players, 11 kids were drafted and 19 signed a contract to be in training camp. So of those 22 kids, 19 are literally on an NFL roster, which is almost unheard of. But if you look at Harbaugh's track record, 50% of the players that he signed played in the NFL. So obviously, the NFL is a long way from high school football, but is that something that the kids in Florida, Coach, are paying attention to as well?
Oh, without a doubt. Any time that a school or staff puts in that many kids in the NFL, it stands out. It stands out like a sore thumb. And, that Coach Brown and Coach Bush, brought that to our attention as we was there on the visit. And, I can visually see David and Sherwood's eyes just light up. It was like, wow. And I could imagine they just was probably, envisioning themselves in Coach Brown's scheme and getting to that next level, So it really stands out that, 19 players, that signed NFL contract. Yes, I know it stands out for me, and I relate it to them and their parents, So yes, sir.
Coach, one thing about those numbers, Coach, that's interesting, for people that follow Michigan, is that all those kids were on a 5-7 team just 3 seasons ago, and they weren't even close to spelling NFL. So, he took guys that he didn't recruit and was able to change some families through a lot of faith and hard work. So, not only is he has the eye to see you and offer you a scholarship and give you an opportunity to get to the NFL, but he was able to take other guys that weren't achieving and get them to their ultimate goals as well. So, obviously, Michigan Man Ray and myself are pretty proud of Michigan, but when you have results like that, it's kind of hard not to notice.
Exactly. That just, kudos to Coach Harbaugh, and the staff that he's hired, to surround himself around. You only are as good as your assistants, and he has hired some great assistants, to develop those guys. It's all about development at each level. If you go from youth football, it's a development. High school is a development. College is a development, and NFL is a development. And he's developing at the college level, but he has NFL experience, so he some things he might tweak that he knows, that he's seen on the NFL level. He can go to a kid and say, hey, you're not going to get it like that. You may get it like this in college, but in the NFL, it's going to be done this way. So go ahead and work towards that right now. So he has that eye, that NFL eye. So, that stands out.
Yes, that's that Michigan difference that I always talk to people about. You getting 4 years of pro coaching, because this whole staff, they got 95 years combined NFL experience. You got 4 years to learn these pro schemes, pro techniques, and you're getting a Michigan degree with the Michigan alumni base that's going to put you somewhere in life, man. For generations to come, you'll be set because, Michigan people stick together. And so it's just a great opportunity. Once again, we're talking to Coach Jabril Williams, the 7-on-7 coach of Jamie and Sherwood and David Reese, just recapping his recent visit to Michigan. They just came this past weekend. And you got any more questions for Coach Zeke or anything you want to share, Coach, that we may have missed about your visit?
No, it was just a nice visit. Nice visit. Nice, like I said, there's nice people up there. The staff is nice. The players are nice. We just enjoyed our time up there. It was so nice. When they take their officials, I want them to take them together so we can all come back up there. Me and my other coach Roscoe, because I just want to see how that 110 sit in that stadium. Oh man, it's nothing like it. If you come, Coach, man, listen, because we do a tailgate too before the games, man. That tailgating experience, the whole experience. I want you to, if you and your coaches come, man, let us know. We'll hook up, man. You got to experience the whole thing. I know you guys will be busy, man, but if you can get 20 minutes of the whole experience, the tailgating, man, that stadium be rocking. It's like surreal, man. That's why Michigan has that awe factor about it, because, man, it's really a special place, man. And when that stadium fill up, woo, Doc, it's on. And so when me and Zeke come down there, man, you got to take us to get some of that good food, man. We're going to hook up with you and your coaches. Oh, no doubt.
Hey, Coach, why don't you go ahead and give your Twitter handle before we let you go, and your Facebook. Your Facebook, yeah, how they can connect. Follow your progress.
How can they? You can follow us. Yeah, follow us at Twitter at TC Elite 7-on-7 on Twitter. And you can follow us on Facebook at Treasure Coast Elite 7-on-7.
Yeah, so thanks, Coach, for taking the time. We know you're a busy man. Keep up the good work. You got an open door policy to come on the Blueprint TV show, radio show. Hey, this platform is for you, man. Let us know. You got any other rising stars, man? Let us know. We put them on that radar for you. And thanks for joining us.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for having me, Coach. All right.
Go Blue. Go Blue.
Be sure to catch the Blueprint Show with Michigan Man Ray every Monday.